Okay, we're gonna do a box, this little cardboard box. I stamped it in a quick drying pad for watercolors because I'm going to color it in with the Tombow watercolor markers. And I want to put these flowers in the box, but I don't want the stems to show up on the box. So what I'm going to do, it's called masking. I'm going to cover up my box with a scratch piece of paper. I can stamp my flowers in the quick drying pad for watercolors. And I'm going to line my flowers into the box. I take it away. My flowers are in the box. There's the unwanted portions of the stems. Again, there's flowers in the box. And then I'm going to color it with the Tombow watercolor markers. I'm going to start off with a light brown, and I'm using the side of the marker. I'm not taking it and what they call noodling a little tiny line. I'm going to brush it like it's a paintbrush. Okay. It's okay to leave some white area, and it's okay if you go outside the lines a little bit. This is a watercolor marker, and watercolors aren't necessarily meant to be so precise. Now, this is the color I started with. I want to shade with a darker color. Yep, that's the darker color. But I don't want to just necessarily color it right on there in just a bold color, so I'm going to take my lighter color like it's a paintbrush and pull some of the color off the dark marker like the dark marker's the paint. Again, light color paintbrush, dark marker paint. And this does not hurt the light marker at all. And what it does is blend the colors together. And then you can go back in with your dark and add the shadows. Always use darks sparingly and work light to dark, because if you start off with a dark color, there is nowhere to go but even darker. I got that. Then I'm going to grab this nice mossy green color and color in my foliages. Again, I'm not worrying too much about where the lines are. A little green in there. And everything in nature has more than one color. So, actually everything, not just everything in nature, but everything has more than one color. So I'm going to grab this blue, throw some in there. I'm going to go back in with my brown that I originally colored my box. A little bit of brown. And then I'm going to color my little flower tops with this really pretty sort of light magenta color. Okay, got those. And then the color I'm going to shade with is this much darker magenta color. So again, I'm going to go back. Light colors the paintbrush, dark colors the paint. Tip to tip technique. And just lightly put a little bit of dark in there. And then I'm going to go back, make sure you get the right lids on the right markers when you do this. Go back in with the dark, hit the bottoms, and then put the lids on the markers. I'm going to grab this little snowflake stamp and add some extra blue flowers with my rainbow ink pad. I'm going to take tap, tap, tap. Get some little puffs. Tap, tap, tap. And then I'm going to take the same stamp, squash it down, and I get kind of a star flower. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's good. You want to have things in odd numbers. I'm going to take, oops, I was going to stamp my dots, but I almost forgot a step. Before I stamp my dots, go in with this. It's N95 Tombow marker. It's a soft gray, and just add gray around everything. I hope you can see that. It's really not meant to be overly noticeable, but it pops the image off the page and gives it dimension. I'm not worrying about lighting and is one shadow coming from one side or another, I just go around the whole image. A little bit of ground underneath. In fact, I'm going to go back in with the soft brown. Put some dirt underneath it so my box isn't floating in the air. Go back in a little bit more gray here and there. And then the last step I'll go back to is the dots. Soft touch in blue. The dots. Just go around the image. And if you want to do one other little thing, go back to your snowflake. Put a few loose snowflakes around it.